Hi, my name is Samuel Carvajal. I was born in Colombia. I wasn't born in the richest of the families. I was actually born in a poor family, but I didn't give up because of the difficulties. Unfortunately, my dad passed away a couple of months right before I was born. My family was devastated and sad. However, God gave a gift to my family, and that gift was me. I was raised by my mom. However, she couldn't spend too much time with me because she was working hard to give me an education and the things I needed. However, the little time that we were together, she taught me how to be a gentleman, how to be a man of value, and how to be a man of God. When I was little, I had to stay at home by myself for long hours. So I had to learn how to cook, clean, do my homework, and behave. However, when I turned 8 years old, I figured out that what I was doing wasn't enough to help my mom with her finances. So I went and I found a job in my middle school as a janitor. I used the money I got from that job to help my mom pay for my school. Making this decision wasn't easy because I will be giving up many things that I enjoy to do as a boy, like hanging out with my other kids or doing things that an 8-year-old does. However, I was willing to do it. Many times I feel like giving up, but something kept me going. Something kept me standing. Once I turned 13 years old, I decided to go for something bigger. I was a good student and I was doing my best. However, I keep reading about these different successful and famous people from here in the United States. So I decided to look into finishing my high school here in this country. It was a crazy dream for a Latin American because first, I didn't know the language at all, and second, it was extremely expensive. That didn't stop me from coming here. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was coming. Then I had the opportunity of meeting some representative from a school in the United States, located in the state of Ohio. They came to my school and they talked about different opportunities that I could have if I came. It sounded good, but it was still too expensive for me. But I didn't give up. I started to talk with the financial office from that high school. They gave me the opportunity to talk to the financial vice president. When I talked to him, I told him that I didn't have any money. I told him that all I had was a strong desire to succeed. I promised him that he will let me come to the school, that I will do my best in the school, and I will work as many hours as he will need me to do. For some reason, he believed in me. He gave me the opportunity to come to the United States. He started to do the paperwork for my visa, and I bought the plane ticket with some money I've been saving in my account. I couldn't believe it. This was a miracle from God. I arrived in Columbus, Ohio, without knowing any English. People asked me questions in the airport and in other places, but I had no idea what they were saying. When I talked to the vice principal of finances, I had to have a translator. He assigned me to work as a janitor in one of the oldest buildings in the school. This building needed a lot of work. It looked like no one had cleaned it in a lot of years. I started to work as hard as I could. To my surprise, a couple of weeks later, I was calling to the secretary's office. Oh God, I thought I was in trouble. But I wasn't. I was called in because they wanted to let me know that I was doing a great job and that they wanted me to start cleaning the new administration building instead of that old one. They told me that they liked the way that I worked. At this point, I knew that my hard work was paying off. I started to clean and do my best at everything. After a month, I was called into the vice principal's office. By this time, I was able to understand what they were trying to tell me in English. It was still a little bit hard to speak back to them in English. Once I arrived at his office, he told me he was really impressed with my work and that he wanted me to be in charge of the cleaning department. I was honored by his words and this new opportunity. I was well known in school as a dedicated student who did good in school even when I didn't know English, and that I was a great worker as well. As time went by, people got to know me better. Suddenly, different people wanted to work with me. Teachers were asking me if I could work for them. I was finally offered the job I wanted. It was to be a residential assistant to the dorms. I got the job. I started my career as a leader. Not everything was as easy as it sounds. There were a lot of sweat and a lot of tears involved. Sometimes I didn't get a call to the vice principal's office for a promotion. Many times they called me because they wanted to talk about my finances. This was the worst topic to me, especially when they told me that I might have to go back to Colombia. As always, guess who comes in? God helps me out in this situation. God always found the right person to help me, and He has given me the guidance to do the right things. A couple of years later, Mount Vernon Academy had closed down. I was only a junior and I needed a school that gave me the opportunity to finish my senior year. I had the opportunity to meet another vice principal, this time from Monterey Bay Academy, who gave me the same opportunity that Mount Vernon Academy gave me. I came that summer of 2015 to work with the school in California. That summer was crazy. I had 2 jobs. I worked in a laundry room and I also worked in the financial office. I was working more than 40 hours a week, but I was able to collect around $3,000. My supervisor at the laundry was really impressed about my work, and my supervisor in the financial office was also impressed. At this point, I was 17 years old. I had more clarity of what I wanted in life and what I wanted to do. I did my best my senior year, and I graduated with high honors from my high school. I worked the whole year, but unfortunately, it was not enough to pay my bills. However, God had a plan. God provided a person that paid my school bill. I have no idea who she was. I was only told that she was a female, but that I couldn't know any more information. It was a great year, but challenges didn't stop coming. I was experiencing the saying, United States is the land of new opportunities. I didn't want to leave United States. I wanted to go to college here and major in business, finance, and management. However, college was 3 times more expensive than high school, and even more expensive since I was an international student. Luckily, I was accepted at La Sierra University in Riverside, California. My principal and vice principal from my high school gave me a recommendation letter about me to the university. I was honored that the university accepted me, even though I had no money. Thankfully, I was given a 50% scholarship, which was a lot of help, but it wasn't enough. I had to find a way to finance my school. The summer of 2016, I worked with a friend in a construction company. They paid me $11 an hour, and I worked 40 hours a week. I was able to save close to $4,000 for my personal expenses and my first payment to the university. My bill was, and still is, around $2,700 a month, and growing. I started my first year in college with everything I had, I knew I wanted to be an expert in finances, and I wanted a great job when I graduated. Well, as I educated myself with different books and listening to different people, I discovered that getting a great job was a long way from reality. I decided to become an entrepreneur. I started to hang out around people that are business minded. I started to learn many things about life and about business. I was just amazed about all. I couldn't believe the type of person I was becoming. Plus, I was becoming even a better person. However, my bills didn't stop coming. I found a couple of sponsors that agreed to give me a one-time donation. I was able to pay my entire first and half of my second quarter in college. By the end of my second quarter, the university told me that I needed to pay or else I was going to have to leave the school. By spring break of 2017, I left the university. I left the university because I had no money left to pay them. So I had to go back to Colombia. However, I followed my instincts. They were telling me, don't give up just yet. Keep standing. Well, I made some calls. I messaged many people. But still, there was no response. I kept praying. A couple of days later, I received a call from the university. And they told me that someone had paid my bill and that I was able to come back to school. This was just great news for me. All the tears and stress and hard work had paid off. I came back and I turned everything around. It was time for a big change. I got more involved with the school and I talked to some of the vice principals of the school and I told them I was gonna do everything possible to stay in this school. I started working 3 times harder. I started to go to sleep later and I wake up early in the morning. I worked super hard. I met some other business-minded people and I worked with them on a non-profit. This non-profit is about teaching high schoolers how to create their own business and how they can build assets now. It has been a great experience so far. I've been able to impact many young students with my story. I have worked with multiple business owners, which have helped me to pay my school fees. I am so grateful for all the people that have believed in me so far. My goals today are to become the first family member to graduate from college, to help my mom financially so she can have the life she deserves, to help many young people find the why in their life, to help young people set and reach their goals and have financial freedom, to share my message, my story, and let the world know that everything is possible if you are committed to your goals and to your purpose. Thank you for listening to me. If my story touches your heart and you are willing to assist me in my educational goals, know that your investment in me will be making a difference. I promise that you will not be disappointed. Please call me or text me at 831-316-2948 or email me at samuelcarvajal98@gmail.com. Thank you for your generosity and God bless you.